Hey everyone, and welcome back to Swift Guitar Lessons for another Patreon Lick of the Week. This time around, I'm sharing with you a bluesy slide lick in open E tuning, and in the process, introducing you to this great new product called the Roadie. It's an automatic guitar tuner that, when paired with your smartphone, can put your guitar into any tuning you like. Imagine the experimentation. Now this is an especially good tool to have in your gig bag for instances where you really need to be on point, like in the studio or on stage. So we'll take a closer look at this, and you can click through the link in the description to learn more or to get your in. Once we have our guitars in open E tuning, we're also going to learn how to play our E minor pentatonic scale in 3 octaves. I got tabs for this tutorial and many other specialized resources at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Now, let's get started with your lesson. Okay, lick of the week, March 28th, 2016, a little slide blues. Sounds like this. Okay, variation number 2. Okay, so we're going to get this lesson started by putting our guitars into open E tuning. To do this, I'm going to be using the Roadie and its app on my iPhone. So I click on the app, it takes me to the home screen, and here you would create a new instrument if you're just getting started. Last night I already put my Guild GAD30R, so I'm just going to click on that instrument right there. Okay, now each of those squiggly lines represents one of the strings on your guitar. You can click on the tuning that you want here on the top right hand corner. And as you can see, the app already comes equipped with a whole bunch of really cool tunings for you to experiment with. But I've already created a custom tuning for today's lesson, which was open E. So I'm going to click on that tuning. Alright, then all you need to do is click the string that you want to tune. Just press tune there on the side and ask you to pluck. I got the Bluetooth connected to my Roadie tuner, and all I need to do is pluck. Alright, the E string is in tune. Now we can move on to the A string. First we gotta hit tune over here on the side. Alright. Give it a pluck. We're all tuned up. Okay, onto the D string. Okay, to the high E string. And now we're ready to play some slide guitar. Okay, now that you have the lick in your ear, we're going to talk real quick about the tuning again, and also about the scale that the lick is coming from. So when we're tuned to open E tuning, it means that our strings are tuned E, B, E, G sharp, B, and E. So basically all the notes that would be inside your standard E major chord shape. Alright, the lick that we have is coming from the pentatonic scale in the key of E. With this tuning, it would be fretted like this. Okay, so ditching our slide, we had open E string, 3rd fret, 5th fret, open A string, which is a B note, 3rd fret, 5th fret, the 3rd fret of the D string, up a whole step to the 5th fret, the 3rd fret of the G string, the 3rd fret of the B string, down below 1 string, alright, up a whole step to the B string 5th fret, 3rd fret high E string, getting into another octave, 5th fret, 7th fret, 10th fret, 12th fret. Okay, so if you put all that together, we have Okay, now that you know the scale, you're ready to tackle the lick of the week, but you're still not ready for the slide. What I always recommend is whenever you're learning a new slide lick, learn it with your hands first. Okay, so with that in mind, it's going to sound like this. Okay, so basically what we had there is a roll on the A string going from open, 1, and sliding up to 2. So it's kind of going, just sliding, open, hammering onto the 1st fret, and then sliding up to the 2nd fret, basically. Then we have the open D string. So that's kind of the first part. Nice little riff. Then we're gonna slide twice up to the 5th fret D string. The second time you want a vibrato. Then we're gonna slide from 3 to 2 and pull off to the open string. That's a great lick in itself. Then we gotta slide from 2 to 3 twice. So far we have. Open D string, open A string, open E string as you slide up to the 12th fret. Now make sure that once you've hit the low E string, you're actually fretting something. Probably the 3rd fret low E string would be a good place to start, but it could really be any place because we're not going to be there for very long. Then you slide all the way up to the 12th fret, where with our slide, we're going to hit some of the major triad notes here on the 12th fret. Okay, so one more time with the hands, real slow. Alright, one more time, a little slower. Okay, now we're ready to try it with the slide. Okay, so for today's lesson, I'm going to be using a blown glass slide, nice mellow tone. We're going to start off the exact same way as we did with our hands. A roll from open A, 1, 2, and hit the open D string. Then I'm going to slide up to the 5th fret, slide once, maybe twice, and then vibrato. You don't have to slide twice, it's not necessary, but it does add an extra effect. Then we have the roll down the D string going 3, 2, 0. So far we have. Alright, then we're going to hit 2, 3, 2, 3, sliding on the D string. Open D string, open A string, then the low E string. But I'm going to put the slide here on, I'll put it on the 3rd fret low E string, and slide up to the 12th fret, where I'll hit some of the triad too. Now, I might actually hit all the strings as I slide up. And when I say all, I actually mean the low E, A, and probably the D string as well. That way I have a thick sound sliding up to the 12th fret octave. You can actually hit a lot of notes here on the 12th fret. Okay, so we put all that together. Alright, and I love grabbing the G and the B string at the very end there with the upstroke with my pointer finger and middle finger. Okay, now it's time for variation number 2, adding a little bit more beefiness to that lick. So we'll start it off the same exact way with our roll. But then we're going to get the low E string involved too. My thumb will be there on the low E, my pointer finger is still on the D string. Getting the same exact kind of approach. You can slide twice in vibrato. Don't mind the sound of your slide rustling against the fretboard when you're doing the acoustic slide. It's bluesy, it's supposed to be a little rough sounding. Alright, so the slide up. We're going 3, 2, O. Then the slides from 2 to 3. So far you have. Then I'll just hit the low E string and D together before I slide from 3 up to the 12th fret to finish today's lick of the week. Alright everyone, thanks so much for checking out this lesson on blues slide guitar. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much to my supporters at patreon.com/swiftlessons. Thank you for making these lessons possible. I hope you're enjoying your extra resources. I got many more videos coming up, so keep checking back. Please subscribe, please share. This is Rob at Swift Guitar Lessons in Philadelphia saying happy picking.